Christmas Eve, 1955, a little girl dials the number in the Sears ad to talk to Santa. Instead, she gets a top-secret military hotline. What happens next creates the most magical Christmas tradition in history and proves that the best gifts come from mistakes. Stay until the end to discover how one colonel's kindness changed Christmas forever. You're 6 years old. It's Christmas Eve, 1955, and you're clutching the Colorado Springs newspaper with both hands. Right there, in the Sears advertisement, it says you can call Santa Claus himself. Your parents smile and nod. You dial the number with shaking fingers. The phone rings. Someone picks up. A man's deep, serious voice says, "Continental Air Defense Command." You freeze. This isn't Santa. This is the military. You've called the wrong number. Or have you? Colonel Harry Shoup is having a typical Christmas Eve at CONAD headquarters in Colorado Springs. His job? Monitor the skies for potential Soviet attacks. The red phone on his desk? That's the emergency hotline. Only a 4-star general at the Pentagon has that number. When it rings, something serious is happening. Shoup picks up the red phone, Continental Air Defense Command. A tiny voice says, "Are you really Santa Claus?" Shoup's first instinct: this is a prank. Someone's testing him. His voice comes out gruff, annoyed. "Who is this?" But the voice on the other end doesn't waver. It's a child, sincere and scared. The newspaper said to call Santa at this number. Are you Santa? Shoup's entire demeanor changes. He softens. He asks to speak to the child's mother. That's when he learns the truth. Sears printed the wrong number in their Call Santa advertisement. Instead of printing their Santa hotline, they printed the most secret number in American air defense. Now Shoup has a choice. He can tell this child the truth, disappoint her on Christmas Eve, and spend his night fielding more misdirected calls. Or he can do something nobody expects. His voice drops to a deep, jolly tone. "Ho, ho, ho! Yes, I am Santa Claus. Have you been a good girl?" The calls keep coming, one after another. Children all over Colorado Springs are calling the secret military hotline. Shoup makes a decision that will change Christmas forever. He calls his airmen over. "We're tracking Santa tonight," he tells them. They think he's lost his mind. The old man's finally cracked, but Shoup is serious. He has them man the phones, giving each child Santa's current location as tracked by military radar. One airman gets creative. On the giant glass board used to track unidentified aircraft, he draws a sleigh pulled by 8 reindeer coming over the North Pole. When Shoup walks in and sees it, he doesn't get angry. He sees an opportunity. Shoup calls the local radio station. "This is the commander at the Combat Alert Center," he says, playing it completely straight. "We have an unidentified flying object." "Why? It looks like a sleigh." The radio station loves it. They call back every hour. "Where's Santa now, Colonel?" And Shoup, using actual military radar and tracking equipment, gives them updates. Santa's over Canada. Santa's crossing into Montana. Santa's heading toward Colorado Springs. The children calling that night have no idea they're talking to the same people who defend North America from potential attacks. They know that the military, with all its sophisticated equipment, can see Santa. And if the military says Santa is real, then Santa must be real. Shoup doesn't think much of it afterward. It's a one-time thing, a sweet moment on Christmas Eve. But the following year, the Associated Press and United Press International call CONAD, asking if they're going to track Santa again. The public expects it now. The tradition has been born. In 1958, CONAD became NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command. The Santa tracking continues. It gets bigger, more elaborate, more magical. By the 1990s, they launched a website. By the 2000s, there was a mobile app. Today, every Christmas Eve, over 1,500 volunteers staff the NORAD Track Santa operation. They answer 100,000 phone calls. They respond to millions of website visits from every country on Earth. They use real satellites, real radar, real fighter jet escorts. The same technology that protects North American airspace is used to track a man in a red suit flying through the sky, pulled by magical reindeer. And it all started because Sears printed the wrong number in a newspaper ad. Because a little girl believed enough to make a phone call. Because a stern military colonel chose kindness over efficiency. Because on Christmas Eve, 1955, magic won. Colonel Harry Shoup died in 2009. His children remember him as the Santa Colonel, a man who received letters from all over the world thanking him for understanding what really matters, for knowing that sometimes the most critical mission isn't defending against threats. Sometimes it's defending childhood wonder. 70 years later, millions of children track Santa on Christmas Eve using military technology. They watch him deliver presents to 22 million kids per hour. They see fighter jets escort him through North American airspace. They believe that if NORAD says Santa is real, then Santa is real. Here at History Sparks, we believe the best stories are the ones that remind us kindness creates magic. If this story reminded you that mistakes can become miracles, that one person's choice can change millions of lives, then join our community. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because tomorrow we're sparking another story that will change how you see the world. But before you track Santa tonight, I want you to think about something. A little girl called the wrong number. Colonel Shoup could have said, "Sorry, wrong number," and hung up. He could have told the truth. He could have been efficient, practical, or military. Instead, he chose to be Santa. When do you get to be Santa? When does someone dial your number by mistake and you get to choose between efficiency and magic? Because those moments come to all of us. The child who asks if their goldfish went to heaven. The teenager who needs to believe they can still turn things around. The elderly neighbor who wants someone to listen. You have the power to track Santa. You have the power to make magic real. You have the power to turn a mistake into the most beautiful tradition someone has ever known. What if the stories your family tells 50 years from now aren't about the expensive presents you gave, but about the moment you chose to be someone's Santa? The time you answered their call with kindness instead of efficiency. The day you used all your resources, your time, your attention, not to defend against threats, but to defend wonder. Colonel Shoup's children were in the command center that night. They watched their father transform from a stern military officer to Santa's helper. They saw him make his airmen play along. They witnessed him choose joy over protocol. And 70 years later, they still tell that story with tears in their eyes because they watched their father create Christmas magic for millions. What story are your children going to tell? What moment are they going to remember? When did mom or dad become Santa? Please write it down. The times you chose magic over efficiency. The moments you answered the wrong number with the correct response. The days you tracked Santa for someone who needed to believe. Because these aren't just memories. These are traditions waiting to be born. These are stories that might still be told 70 Christmases from now. These are the phone calls that change everything. Tonight, when you track Santa on NORAD's website, remember you're not just watching technology. You're witnessing kindness from 1955 that is still glowing bright. You're seeing the power of one choice to create decades of wonder. You're proof that magic is real when someone decides to answer the call. So answer the call, be someone's Santa, track their wonder across your heart, and maybe, just maybe, 70 years from now, someone will still be telling the story of the day you chose magic. I'll see you tomorrow with another spark from history. Until then, keep tracking Santa, keep choosing kindness, keep creating magic, and Merry Christmas to all.